you know, all of the things that we have learned and all of the things that we do are based off of coding from our past, from the way that, the way that we were before, and the traditions and things like that from society, blah, 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 blah. So are those things that condition us towards this? Is that if we play well within that, if like we do well at not at surviving inside of this jungle of like things running around all over it. Look at this guy. He's been sitting there learning for like, I don't know, an hour or something, and he already knows how to like pull moves on these like prey and try and eat them. So is that generalized enough? Right? How much is enough? Where do you draw the line? And that's the problem. Nobody knows. Nobody knows where to draw the line. And if somebody tells you, oh, we've reached AGI internally, or something like this, especially with the word internally, if you really think about that word, it's a secretive word that means that you can't actually know. That person is a grifter. If someone tries to sell you something illegal on the street and you didn't ask for it, but then when you're like, all right, let's see it, they're like, wait, no, there's cops around. Let's go into this dark alley. Would you follow them? No, because they're gonna do something to you, like, or they're at least gonna scam you. So it's like, what is AGI? It's this stuff in this bag that I'm about to sell you. What is it? You'll see when you open it, you know? But you can't open it here. Go back there into this back alley with me. Well, I club you over the head so you fall unconscious for like 5 years, and then you come back and I've made all the money. And we've achieved AGI. So these are like popular terms that are largely confusing people who are just starting to get into this. And I think that's a big problem for learning. Like actual, real, intelligent learning. Just, no AI, no AGI, just I, as in human intelligence. And, okay, so let's see if I can find, God, it's such an old, obscure YouTube video. Nah, I'm not even gonna try it. I don't even remember any other supporting evidence about that video. But the point is, source, trust me, bro, that there's AI, AGI, and then there's ASI. You heard of ASI, wizard? ASI is artificial superintelligence. Oh, snap. Artificial superintelligence. Yeah, that's the intelligence that's supposed to be smarter than a human. The one that's as smart as a human, or generalizably enough intelligent as a human, is AGI. And AI, god damn it. Okay, so you know how like when you're an old school kind of person in a thing, and then like people come around and rearrange all the meanings of all the words to all the new people who come in and confuse the shit out of everybody? Well, that's essentially what's happened. Also, I just realized, the homeless robot has 6 fingers. They have five like actual fingers and probably 1 thumb. Anyway, good old AGI. So it could generalize to 6 fingers. So yeah, that's all it is. There's just a categorization of shit that doesn't actually matter. You know the shit that does matter? Getting down into the code and into the models and into the data that trains those models, because data is now code. How you train your AI model, that's how you train the code. Like here, Jesus. All right. You know what? I think I feel one of these coming on. So this is how it used to be set up. There was like, it used to be like this. Machine learning Okay. AI. So machine learning was all these other fields. Okay, just like neural networks. Sorry, artificial neural networks. And that's actually where artificial intelligence comes from. Machine learning is the real industry term, the original OG term. And this, at that time, was essentially fantasy. Like, this was stuff from science fiction novels. And so literally for a company to say that they've achieved something from a science fiction model is as cringe as Meta changing their name to Meta, the metaverse. I mean, you know, it's done now, but goddamn. So, I mean, come on, just take something straight out of a science fiction book, put it into reality and be like, oh, instead of doing any actual work to come up with a good name or be creative at all ourselves, we've just stolen this from Mr. Snow Crash. This is like the second time I brought up Snow Crash on my stream. And I've only been streaming for like 10 days. So, oh geez, I feel like I haven't looked over back at, oh, there's nobody. Okay, nobody in Twitch. Twitch is dead. So yeah, Snow Crash was metaverse. Yeah. Stevenson. Yep. This is where all of that grift came from. Okay? From a fucking science fiction novel written in the 90s. Well, the 80s. Or sorry, 90s. Yeah, the 90s, in 1992. And then after that, shortly after that, came Ready Player One. And then came the idea of the introduction of the word avatar to represent a person. Blah, 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 blah. And in 1999 came The Matrix. So, you know, that's the history line. That's the history line there of this whole. And then now in 2021 or whatever, Facebook changed their name to the same thing as what this guy called his thing. And then went on this rant about how they were going to make the metaverse and it was going to be filled with work. Great. I don't do enough work in reality. I want to escape to another workplace. So that failed. But this is what everybody thinks now. Okay, so what does everybody think now? They think this. AI, real. That's actually a misnomer. It's not real. AI is still just a concept. It means artificial intelligence. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't lead you to any algorithm that you can actually find and say, oh, like if you put in the word AI into a search, you're not going to get to scientific papers. You're going to get to grift. You're going to get to hype. You're going to get to all that other stuff. But if you put the word machine learning in, then you start to get somewhere. And then if you put, you know, AGI in, you essentially just find Anthropic and essentially OpenAI. So this is what they think. They think that this is where we're at now, and that we're going to go here. So they think that, and they think we're going to go here, right? And then they're like, oh, and after that, what happens after that? ASI. But at this point, you know, you're just taking the shit because there is no this thing to begin with. What is this? Can you explain it to me? You know, maybe it seems so amorphous because it actually doesn't exist. The thing is that neural networks, artificial neural networks do exist. Are they intelligent? That is a question. It is a question I can't tell you the answer to. I don't think anybody can tell you that answer. And if someone tries to tell you the answer and says that they're sure about it, well, then either they need to receive the Nobel Prize or they're lying to you because they want something out of you. So yeah. But at this point in time, it's become a buzzword. So it's like everyone's just like, well, let's just say it. Fuck it. We said it. We say we have an AI company or whatever. It's just what people like understand now for smart things. But I've made literally an if statement. If statements because you're studying, you're refreshing on the programming, right, wizard? I literally made an if. I could make an if statement that if it's behind the scenes enough to a point where someone can't see what's actually going on, then what's gonna happen? They're gonna think it's AI, and I could just call it AI. Just like you could slap the word organic on a label back, 10 years ago or 15 years ago when it first started out. The whole organic type of food thing, Whole Foods, blah 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 in the States. A lot of that was just grifting as well. We're just gonna raise the price of the product and make more money off of it and slap a thing on the label. And a lot of people got a lot of money making that, like doing that way. So, essentially, yeah. There's only two types of people who are interested in AI. The people who are trying to study it, and the people who are trying to make money off of it, this concept. And then everybody else is just like, victim to all the slop that those two people create together.